Jolly Green 1990 here. Do my review of chapter 1089 of One Piece. There was a lot this week, and originally I wasn't that into it, but I went back and picked it apart, and I did find quite a bit. I will say right now, pacing. My pacing score is low, like really low. It's a 1, almost a point 0.5. So I counted a total of 16 parts, not including the 7 at Grand. So total, I would say 22 parts. I might be wrong. Some people could argue that certain parts are together, but the 16 I counted was East Blue 1, East Blue 2, South Blue, West Blue, North Blue, Grand Line. There's 7 for that I count. Lucia, Kamabako Kingdom, the islands where the people are essentially climbing up, back to East Blue, Egghead Borders, Egghead on the inside of it, Centaur, flashback with Kizaru, Egghead Border, Authority, Egghead Interior, 16 and the 20 plus. That's why it gets a 1 for me. Character. Character and story are solid this week. Character. Sentomaro, I really like the fact that Sentomaro is sticking to the fact that he realizes he's betrayed essentially, but to me, it feels more like he feels that Kizaru and the Navy essentially betrayed him. He's like, why are you coming after Uncle? You know, why are you coming after his uncle? Like, why are you going after Punk? And so it's Sentomaru's unwavering. He still kind of believes that Vegapunk should not be gotten rid of. And so he's like, why? And jumping right into it, Kizaru's like, hey, look, got to do what I got to do. He, it's like Punk betrayed us, government. And so streamer I follow coined his justice like company justice. Pretty much, he's there for the paycheck. They didn't pay him. Wouldn't probably there, but he does what has to be done, and he moves on. Does it for the money. That's about it. Saturn. I like that we had Saturn doing a retelling of everything that happened. One thing that he said that really struck me as odd was the fact that to leave Bonnery Jewelry alone because she was a little girl. That surprised me. I thought he would for sure want to die because literally right before that he's talking about how scientists essentially got away, killed them, they could know something. So the fact that he's going after them, I mean, ruthless, kind of figured that being one of the Goros say, but those two things stuck out to me. The fact that he's on the execution and then the fact that he's not going after Drew Bonnie. Those just stuck out to me. The Goros say as a whole essentially are they're willing to do what needs to be done and they're willing to take back certain things they say if they see that there's a benefit for them and based on this for Emu. York. York had a contingency plan. I was impressed with it. This chapter essentially we hear that she can essentially make the mother frame, and that is what makes her valuable. And she still wants her goal of being a celestial dragon. Going back to the girl system, they're willing to accept that and give it to her. Good for them. The crew, essentially at the end, we essentially see the Straw Hats and everyone have wrapped up everything. W for them, essentially the fact that they were able to do all that. Amazing. Story, or I gave that a 4. Character. Story, there's a lot of things that happen. We have the effect of the mother frame, the fact that there is a shockwave essentially of the weapon that was used on the Lucia, and it raised essentially the waters by 3.3 something feet, or sorry, 3.38. Impressive, scary, impressive. There's 30,000 troops coming, or essentially at Egghead, with 9 vice admirals, Kizaru, an admiral, and essentially one of the Gorosei, Saturn. 4. Egghead is shut tight. You're not getting in or out. It is essentially a fortress. And we have the mechanized beast kind of surrounding it. The elders, Gorosei, changed their mind about completely eradicating York. They're like, hey, can you, as a Vegapunk, give us essentially the fuel source. And it's like, yeah. So that may happen in the future where she may get away and build a fleet. York can make the frame, the flame. That's huge. And then finally, the Straw Hats essentially packed up York. They dealt with essentially all this Seraphim. So that will lead us essentially into the next chapter of ready for that onslaught. So total score 9 out of 15. This has been Jolly Green's review. One Piece 1089. Shock.